answer to that question is that I started making over $100,000 when I was at the age of 22. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos like this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Day in the life of a New York City construction worker, part 9. So originally I wasn't gonna make this video, definitely not like a bragging video or anything like that, but I felt the need to make this video only because there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of fake gurus out there that are claiming that you'll be on your way to making 6 figures a year, when in fact they're just robbing your money. It's basically just a pyramid scheme where the more people join at the bottom, the more they could pay the people that have already joined. At some point, people are gonna stop joining and they're not gonna have the funds to pay people off that have already joined. Definitely felt the need to make this video just to let you guys know that you can make $100,000 a year plus just working construction in New York City. So I would like to first say congratulations to everybody that has been DMing me on Instagram, the ones that are asking me questions, and also the ones that have actually completed the pre-apprentice programs. And there's about 30 people that follow my videos to get into the pre-apprentice program and are on their way to making 6 figures a year as we speak right now. Some of them are already, I think my boy Chris, which actually followed all the steps to get into, is a 3rd-year apprentice now, and he's got 2 more years until he's making top salary. And I think right around your 4th or 5th year, you start making 100 grand. And then once you hit your top salary the next year, then you'll be way above 100 grand. It's closer to like $130,000. I would also like to say that I did leave the job behind, and a lot of people say, if you made so much money, how could you have left the job behind? And it's real simple for me to answer that question. The answer to that question is that I started making over $100,000 when I was at the age of 22. So I'm 31 now. 31 and a half if it counts. So I'm 31 years old now, and that's 9 years of making over $100,000 a year. So I left that job alone for a job that pays half of what that job pays, and I'm a lot happier in my job now. So 9 years of making all that money, I blew most of it away. I did invest some of it into some properties, but I just wasn't happy there. So yes, it's a lot of money. Yes, the money's good, and that is all for base salary, $130,000. So, and plus the annuity, which is also like another $20,000 a year. So if you put that into retrospective, people say, how could you have left the job like that? The answer is that I wasn't happy, and I got to a point now where I'm at now where money isn't as important as my happiness. The baby boomers are actually fading out of the construction industry now. So back in the days when we had World War II, a lot of the soldiers came home, knocked up their old ladies, and they had a lot of kids. So if you think about how many uncles you might have, or maybe for the younger generation, it's not as relevant for Generation Z, but for the millennials, if you think about how many uncles you have, it's usually somewhere around 5 to 10 uncles. So people were having a lot of kids back then. But then if you think about how many kids you have or how many siblings you have, it's usually only 1 or 2. And tops 3. Some people do have more, but for the most part, you usually only have 1 sibling. And for Generation Z now, people are actually pretty happy with just 1 kid. So, but Generation Z is a lot younger than millennials are. But even with some of the younger millennials that are on the younger spectrum, they're happy with just having 1 kid. So basically what's happening now, there's gonna be a huge void of a whole bunch of jobs that need to be manned or womaned. A whole bunch of jobs that are vacant right now, or that are going to become vacant within the next 5 years. So there's going to be a whole bunch of new hiring. Just to give an example, when I did the pre-apprentice program, I waited about a year to get into the union, even though I had to wait till I was 18. But even after I turned 18, I was still waiting to get in a few months later. So, and now if you do the program, when you're done doing the program, you actually get straight into the union. And for my brother's in my brother's situation, he actually got into the union 2 weeks before the program was even done. And also before, the program used to be 3 months long. So 3 months long now is down to 6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, you can start making roughly about 50 grand a year with no experience. You don't even deserve to get paid that much. I shouldn't say that because you do have to work hard for your money. But as far as having a skill level, you have no skills. You don't need to be educated scholarly to get this job, and you're starting off with about 50 grand, rough ballpark. Some people make 40, some people make 60, depending on the trade. And after I think the tapers and the painters is after 3 years, and some of the other more skillful trades like the carpenters, the electricians, and a few other trades are after 5 years. So after 3 to 5 years, you're gonna be making over $130,000. It's pretty insane. And also longevity wise, I might end up returning to my job and continue to my retirement. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up quitting my job forever. It's just kind of like a pause right now, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out different avenues that I can navigate through to be happy and still earn the money that I used to earn. But it's been pretty tough for the past 2 years, to be quite honest. So going from making what I used to make before to what I make now has been pretty tough for the past 2 years, but I am a lot happier. So that's the most important thing for me. But if you're just getting started, happiness shouldn't be the most important thing for you. It should be to get started, to try to land a job that pays the most amount of money. And so before I finish this video, I just want to talk real quick about non-union versus union. The biggest misconception about union as far as carpenters go is that you're stuck doing the same thing every day. And when you work non-union, you get to a certain skill level where you get to do cabinets, you get to do framing, you get to do sheetrock, and you get to do absolutely everything you want to do. And that's a big misconception, because when you're in the union and you go through the apprenticeship, at least you actually get trained to do absolutely everything, from house framing to sheetrocking to cabinets to dock building to welding to absolutely everything. And your skill level is like so vast that to just think back to myself, there are people that join the union that aren't apprentices. They're like full-blown mechanics or journey level carpenters. And some of the apprentices, not in all cases, there's very rare cases where a guy from the outside can actually keep up, but for the most part, even a 30-year apprentices will blow the boots off of the carpenter that was doing non-union work, because the school does train you. So you do get trained in somewhat of a scholarly way, but you also get hands-on throughout your years of apprenticeship. So at the end of your apprenticeship, the chances are that your skill level is going to be a lot higher than somebody who works non-union. For the most part, there are cases where it's backwards, but for the most part, no non-union job is going to take their time to train you and also pay you a good salary. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos like this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Day in the life of a New York City construction worker, part 9. Peace.